Hello there, friends. After what 5 long years, I've returned to do a bundle banter. But this bundle is really exceptionally good. Okay, this is the July 2026 Humble Choice Bundle. I'm Brandon Dayton, your humble narrator. Let's go ahead, crack it open, see what lies within, shall we? We've got Sea of Stars. Ooh, the Sunset Edition. Tunic, all in caps. Neon White, sick game. I bought it during the Steam summer sale, played 45 minutes, refunded it when this bundle dropped. Police Simulator Patrol Officers, absolute dog water, just the most garbage thing ever. Drop Duchy is actually pretty okay once it clicks, but it does take a while to click. Sledders, big pile of nothing as far as I'm concerned. Good physics, I guess. Dicefolk is, it's likable, but it's fairly bland. And then we've got Our Adventurer Guild, which mechanically is probably the best game in the bundle, but it just, yeah, the graphics need a lot of help. A lot of help. That's basically the long and short of it. You could skip the in-depth overview if you wanted, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And we'll start with Sea of Stars, Sunset Edition. Sea of Stars is like a turn-based RPG, and it is heavily inspired by Chrono Trigger. It really wishes that it was Chrono Trigger. The lighting and animation and pixel art is all fucking gorgeous. And there was an actual Chrono Trigger composer working on the tracks, Yasunori Mitsuda. The tracks sound good. I can't say how involved he was, but overall, a gorgeous world. And once you get into the combat, it's got timed buttons, kind of like Super Mario RPG. And there's a lock breaking system, which I guess you could compare to Octopath Traveler. You hit enemies with specific damage types and interrupt their spells before they cast. There's no grinding required, really. There's a lot of quality of life features and difficulty relics that you can toggle without disabling achievements. It's respectful of your time, which as a almost 40-year-old father of three, I really do appreciate. I think it's still a bit too much RPG for me to chew through. And the reason for that, I think it's the writing. It's just really bare bones and bland, and the ending goes exactly the way you'd expect, just super predictable. I don't know, man. I'm willing to put hundreds of hours into an RPG, but not if I have to follow, like, basically 2 cardboard cutouts around and pretend to care about them. And then there's Garl. Oh my god, he's like a warrior cook sidekick guy, and he talks way too fucking much. All this toxic positivity. Get that out of here! Some players do think he's the best character ever written. I think he's complete garbage. I think the game would be better off without him. It sort of saddens me to see, like, you know, such a beautiful game get relegated to bullshit for writing, but I don't know. They can't all be winners, can they? Combat is fairly repetitive as well. Your characters will go like 8+ hours without learning any new abilities, so you're just doing the same strategies every single fight, and the second half drags, and it ends with an ending that is anticlimactic. I don't know. I just don't see it with this one. It's not the headliner of the bundle in my heart. It's a nostalgia trip, yes. It looks beautiful, sounds incredible, but it can't write its way out of a fucking paper bag, which is integral for me, so I would say probably skip this one. And if you like RPGs, well then have at it. It's all yours. Next up we have Tunic, which is a little fox, and he's exploring these cryptic ruins. It's an isometric action adventure, and it is absolutely gorgeous as well. The hook here is pretty smart. There's an in-game instruction manual written in unreadable runes, and you gotta go collect them page by page. So it's like a nostalgia trip and the core puzzle mechanic. You're figuring everything out yourself with zero hand-holding, and there's secrets to discover everywhere, and proper Outer Wild style knowledge-based progression, where understanding the world is what unlocks everything, not just items. There's beautiful art, an excellent soundtrack, cozy yet mysterious atmosphere. It's just a shame that you can't play through it more than once, you know? The puzzles are hard, but I implore you to try and figure them out yourself. At least through the first parts of the game, because the later ones, yeah, I did have to look them up. But the game hooked me in real good. Beautiful art, excellent soundtrack, cozy yet mysterious atmosphere, And it was made by like 5 people, which is absurd given how deep the game goes. Yes. Here's the part where it gets messy, though. It's the boss fights and the late game combat and the brutal difficulty spikes. Okay, Souls-like difficulty, sure, that's great, but the controls feel too clunky and dodging feels imprecise, so it doesn't feel earned in quite the way that Dark Souls does. And then, and this is the big one, about 2/3 through, the game just has a complete identity crisis and stops being an action-adventure and mostly just becomes like a walking simulator puzzle game. I mean, I played Gris, it was, fun, but that's not what I signed up for with Tunic. Those endgame puzzles also, like I mentioned, become just extremely obtuse. Like cryptic to the point where you probably will need to go look it up. Even with a guide, some of them still border on like ARG territory. You really gotta think out of the box. Without the internet, I would have been stuck on those levels probably for months. I try to sleep on puzzles that I don't understand, and usually I can figure out the solution the next day. That didn't happen with Tunic. Like 3 nights in a row, I'm like, I'll figure this one out. Then I broke and looked up a guide. There's also the backtracking, of course. Fast travel placement is sort of rubbish. You'll be running back and forth through confusing layouts, wondering where exactly you're supposed to go next. If you liked Outer Wilds and don't mind looking some things up when you're stuck and you can tolerate punishing boss fights interrupting your exploration, well, this is a brilliant Souls-like sort of. If you want like a more Zelda type of feel, chilled out without all the Souls nonsense, or if you get frustrated by cryptic puzzles that make you feel stupid, well, I don't know, give this one a miss, I guess. It clicked for me. I understand it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I won't die on the Tunic Hill. However, I will die on the Neon White Hill. This game is a banger. I bought it for the Steam Summer Sale, like I said. It caught me immediately. It's a first-person speedrunning platformer where you sacrifice your weapon cards for movement abilities. So your rifle becomes a plasma bomb that blows everything up, and your pistol becomes a double jump, that sort of thing. The movement is tight. Responsive and satisfying, yes. Absolutely addictive for my monkey brain. There are short levels which are designed for constant optimization. You'll naturally discover shortcuts and save a few milliseconds off your time. Maybe get a new medal, huh? That always feels good. Machine Girl did the entire soundtrack, and it is exceptional. Leaderboards also give you that motivation to keep on improving, both between your friends and global if you're hardcore enough. I'm not. This is one of those games, though, where you think, well, just one more run, and yeah, it's 3 in the morning now. Now, the dialogue and the story are painfully cringeworthy. Truly, I enjoy it on some level. The characters are a little likable, but it's anime tropey as shit. The themes don't go too deep. I would consider it dire in a lot of ways, but it's fully skippable. So yeah, literally a fast forward button for all the little visual novel bits, which suggests that even the developers knew it was kind of rough. Later levels become more restrictive as well, with only one correct optimal route instead of the creative freedom offered by earlier levels. I mean, the final hell rushes require single life runs through the entire game, which just feels exhausting to me. No thanks. But here's the thing. At $10 normally, I mean, it's in a bundle for $12, just an absolute steal, okay? If you love chasing personal bests in bite-sized speedrunning challenges and tight first-person movement is your thing, well then cling to Neon White like your life depends on it. Just, skip every cutscene and probably you'll be golden. Some people do come in expecting like an ultra kill style combat intensity and are severely disappointed. This one is much more time trial platformer than it is shooter. The enemies are just another form of obstacle, so I don't know. Adjust your expectations for it accordingly. But it clicked for me, I'll say that. Here's one that didn't click up next. It's Police Simulator Patrol Officers. God, oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to be mean yet. Let's just say you patrol in a fictional American city, writing out tickets and investigating accidents and handling DUI stops. That's the core gameplay loop, and when it works, okay, it's kind of fun in its way. There's detailed interaction systems and multiple ticketing options and arrest mechanics, rewarding progression that unlocks new districts. Co-op does make the repetitive bits more entertaining. I don't think my wife would ever deign to play this game, but maybe I'll pull one of my sons in on it, and we could laugh at what a crap fest it is. On some level, like, it is a shame that the game is just an absolute mess, you know? They almost had something. They were halfway there almost. But yeah, they left in all the bugs. Like game-breaking, save-deleting bugs. There's floating NPCs and stuck vehicles and broken missions and camera glitches and crashes in multiplayer. And here's the real kicker. The developers abandoned active bug fixes in order of releasing some paid DLC. $30 in expansions that lock basic features like vehicle pursuits behind a fucking paywall. Egregious! I would take this Steam key and throw it into a fire. You might want to think twice about inflicting this one on your account, okay? And then, of course, the $30 DLC adds even more bugs than it fixes. The legal mechanics of the game are just, yeah, completely inconsistent as well. You'll do something justified, and it'll get marked unjustified. Like, dude, he had an illegal gun. And the lieutenant's just like, nope, get that shit out of here. I don't believe you. It makes no sense at all. The traffic AI is horrendous. Like, NPCs will crash into each other constantly, or get stuck, or don't respond to your lights or sirens. Jeez, it's basically DUI simulator, because accidents spawn so frequently that you're constantly dealing with new crashes while you're mid-scene, trying to take care of the one that you started with. Multiple people in our Discord server have said that if you want a police simulator, then you should just play GTA 5 with the SPDFR mod. That's a free mod for a game you probably already have, and yeah, it is better than this dedicated police sim, which is pretty fucking damning. It's the worst game in the bundle by far. I don't know how many different ways I can say it. If you're truly desperate for like any fucking police simulator on the planet, and maybe also if you have a friend to make the jank more entertaining, and also can tolerate serious bugs that'll crash you mid-game and delete all your saves. I don't know, maybe at bundle pricing it's worth a laugh. Maybe. But anybody expecting a polished, finished product, yeah, stay far away. Great big pass from me, absolutely. Our next game is better, like significantly better, although I guess that's not saying too much. It's Drop Duchy, the roguelike deck builder where you place Tetris-shaped terrain tiles to gather resources and build armies and stuff. Before you ask, it's not actual Tetris, okay? It's just more like strategic Tetris-shaped tile placement. There's no fast-paced drop blocking or anything like that. I guess you could think of it like Slay the Spire meets Civilization 5 with a Tetric aesthetic thrown on top. I mean, it's not bad, but the game is a slow burn. I'll tell you that. The first few hours, you're sitting there thinking like, I don't know, man. This feels pretty fucking gimmicky. And then somewhere around hour 10, it clicks in your monkey brain and gets genuinely addictive. Do I catch myself matching Tetris blocks in my dreams? For the first time in 30 years, yeah, I do, and it's a problem. The gameplay's pretty deep here, and it does reveal itself very gradually. There's a strong progression system with meaningful unlocks, distinct factions that play properly different from each other. Oh, that hooks me right in. I fucking love a faction. The hybrid concept does actually work. It successfully blends those deck building and roguelike elements with spatial planning. It's fairly forgiving too. Unlimited undo for your last piece placement. You can restart levels. There are deck stacking abilities to try and mitigate RNG. Try and mitigate. There's polished presentation and clean UI and satisfying audio too. The board game aesthetic, I'm sure a lot of people find pretty appealing. I'm seeing a lot of people with like 30 to 60 plus hours of engagement, which that seems like solid value for me. However, RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. It can be brutal. Tile draws and card offerings both compound to the point where you can have like a perfect strategy and still get completely fucked over by randomness, which does force some fairly frequent restarts, which isn't too hard, but it is kind of a pain to restart the thing, you know? The early progression locks everything behind unlocks, so like you can't get any other factions, so you feel kind of underpowered and grindy. The boss design is also somewhat weak, just mechanical checkpoints rather than any sort of climactic encounter. And weirdly, despite the simple visuals, it runs fairly resource heavy on my Steam Deck, so yeah, why does it have performance issues for what it is? Plenty of people out there only discovered this one through this bundle, and yeah, we're kind of shocked it didn't blow up on YouTube. Comparisons were made to Balatro. Have you heard of this game before now? Because I had not. I don't think the Balatro comparison's all that accurate either. For roguelite fans that burned out on the million traditional card battlers and who want something genuinely inventive, I would say Drop Duchy is worth your time. If you get tilted by RNG and deck builders, well, the randomness here might drive you up a wall. But then, such is the nature of a roguelite, yes? Next up we have Sledders, which I think I called a nothing burger in the intro, and yeah, it's a snow physics sim. So you get licensed sleds and snowmobiles and these big open backcountry maps, realistic handling. I mean, once you learn the controls, there's beautiful terrain, day and night cycles, excellent audio design. Like really, you hear the crunch of the snow, so good. The engine sounds here are exceptional. My favorite thing about the whole game, as a matter of fact. There's a proper sound distinction between a two-stroke snowmobile and a four-stroke. There's an active developer and mod support and good customization options between the rider and the sled. But Sledders isn't really a game as such. There's like zero structured content. No career mode, no races, no objectives, no collectibles. Nothing to do beyond just riding around in the snow. It's pure sandbox. But, you know, not like Minecraft where there feels like there's an overarching goal. It's just, yeah, just hang out and do what you want in the snow. I'm sure real life snowmobilers or whoever that want to zone out just carving lines on some snow that sounds real good, they're gonna love this. But for the everyman, I don't know, I just don't see it. And really the rub for me is that the learning curve here is brutal. Just like if you were gonna ride a real snowboard, you know? You'll get stuck in the snow a bunch and struggle with your controls and balance, and the tutorial says, oh, you won't get stuck, and then you get stuck instantly in the first level, which is almost funny. Physics are supposedly realistic, but in practice, the snow feels like quicksand. Sleds won't climb hills that they should, balancing behaves oddly, questionable simulation claim. At least in my book, because all of this stuff doesn't feel quite right. There's also poor optimization on AMD. Lucky you, 30 to 40 FPS. And yeah, at $30 for basically a tech demo, no thanks. Same developer as MX Bikes, apparently. So yeah, they like hardcore physics sims with community mods and not much else to them. If you're a real-life snowmobiler or simulation enthusiast who wants to ride around without any goals or structure, maybe. I added it to my library. But anybody who's expecting a traditional game with progression or guided content, yeah, stay away. This is for an incredibly niche audience. Now here's a game up next that probably attracts a broader audience. It's Dicefolk, a tactical roguelike. Not light, like. Drop Duchy was a light. There is a difference. Anyway, in Dicefolk, you collect Pokemon-like creatures and battle using customizable dice. The central gimmick being that you can control both your dice and the enemy dice. So you choose your action order for strategic depth. It's puzzle-like turn optimization with Pokemon-like creatures. I guess it's pretty good. Except for the fact they never allow you to develop bonds with your creatures. The game expects you to trash them and cycle them out, and I don't know, I just don't vibe with that too much. The art style's charming though. cute creature designs. I mean, South American inspired aesthetics. Really well animated, honestly. And I mean, the breadth of content here, it's a strong value proposition all on its own. There's multiple tribes, over 100 items, 129 plus creatures to collect. You can build really powerful synergies and satisfying combos, at least when the RNG cooperates. Difficulties forgiving and accessible, not punishing, so it's good for relaxing play. And there's meta progression overall too. Beating runs with every creature creates a completionist challenge, but I don't know. To me, the runs do feel samey. Like, the early game always starts out with the same creatures. The progression overall lacks some variety despite the randomness. There are combat pacing issues as well. I mean, too many of the actions feel low impact or have slow animations. Runs take about an hour when you could trim off 7 minutes from the animations alone. RNG heavily determines success here. Synergies are luck dependent. Some creatures and builds vastly outperform others. High difficulty modifiers can literally create you unwinnable scenarios, which is bad if you just spent 5 hours building the team out, isn't it? And then the thing I keep circling back to that bugs me the most is that the creatures all feel interchangeable. Like, who cares? They're not emotionally engaging to me at all. The core mechanic of the game has you constantly discarding early creatures, which, I don't know, it sort of undermines the creature collector fantasy. You see, you don't ever bond with your little pixels the way you do in Pokemon. And that's sort of where the game falls off for me. I've seen people on my Discord and Reddit comparing it favorably to Slice and Dice, but note that combat does feel a lot slower and less snappy. For Slay the Spire or Pokemon fans who want a chill tactical roguelike with cute creatures, especially at bundle pricing, I mean, it is pretty solid. But if you need deep strategic variety or emotional creature bonds, well, runs will get repetitive after about 5 to 15 hours, despite the mechanical polish that's present here. Me personally, I gave it a shake. Probably I'm just going to go back to randomized Pokemon Soul Silver runs, honestly. Nothing personal. Our last game in the bundle is our Adventurer Guild, which is so inclusive. And it takes me right back to the days of Final Fantasy Tactics. I put 300 hours on that motherfucker in the GBA days. But yes, this entire game was built by a solo dev. Wow! It's a tactical RPG. Kind of mixes XCOM-style grid combat with Fire Emblem progression and Darkest Dungeon guild management. Like, you're building and managing multiple parties of procedurally generated adventurers. It's outstanding. I love gearing the dudes up and optimizing their stats. The combat's deep, extensive class customization and build variety, satisfying character progression, addictive gameplay loop of recruiting and leveling and managing all your adventurers. People are reporting 80 to 200 plus hours of content, which that is fucking absurd value for money. There is extensive difficulty customization, quality of life features like loadout saving, random events and procedural traits, creating emergent storytelling between party members. Hello, Battle Brothers. God, I have so many hours in Battle Brothers. And yes, I don't feel bad comparing this game to Battle Brothers or XCOM or Fire Emblem or Tactics because the mechanical depth is 100% there. But the art it's rough, man. Oh, it's rough. Feels like cheap 2000s anime, something we grabbed off DeviantArt. It looks like a fucking Flash game to me. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. Like, that is pretty much universal consensus. Looks like ass, plays like gold, is a direct quote from many people. And most of those people say that they did get used to the art style, but it was rough initially. I can see myself getting past the bump. The mechanics are that good. It is so satisfying to play. Final Fantasy Tactics made this itch in my brain, and I couldn't scratch it until this game came along. The map variety is limited, though, you know. Only 4 or 5 repeated quest maps outside the story missions. It gets sort of grindy in the late game if you're farming for best gear or class unlocks. Also, it's sort of laughable how many enemies they'll throw at you in the later game parts. The story is, yeah, serviceable, but pretty unmemorable overall. There's campy humor that can feel cringy to some, I guess. There's some difficulty spikes and frustrating late-game boss encounters, and whatever you do, do not use auto combat because the AI is fucking terrible at playing its own game. It was made by a single developer, like I said, which is genuinely impressive given the depth, okay? Underneath the hood, it's comparable to AAA tactics games, but you gotta get past the presentation. For tactics RPG fans who can overlook the ugly visuals for deep mechanical systems and who enjoy managing multiple squads with extensive customization, yeah, this one is absolutely worth your time. If you need like strong art direction or narrative depth over mechanical complexity, then yeah, probably you can give this one a miss. But overall, 3 really solid keepers in my book. What do I think of this bundle? Sea of Stars, gorgeous but poorly written. If you like turn-based combat, it's pretty solid, not my cup of tea. Tunic is brilliant, if you can handle the Souls-like difficulty spikes and cryptic puzzles that you'll need a guide for. Neon White, absolute gem at this price. Skip over the cutscenes though, and it's some of the tightest speedrunning movement that you'll find. Police Simulator, fucking hate it. Predatory mess, buggy DLC, hard pass, burn that key. Drop Duchy's a slow burn roguelike that clicks after 10 hours if the RNG doesn't tilt you first. Sledders, a physics sim with 0 game structure for an incredibly niche audience. Dicefolk is charming, but sort of a repetitive tactical roguelike. Although I'd say it's good for relaxing for, whatever, 5 to 10 hours. Our Adventure Guild looks like absolute garbage, but it does play like a AAA tactics game if you can stomach the visuals. So yeah, for the price you're getting Neon White, Tunic, Sea of Stars, Our Adventure Guild, that's 4 games that I would recommend at nearly full price. I never pay full price. Drop Duchy and Dicefolk are solid bonuses as well. Police Simulator and Sledders, yeah, they're the throwaways, the dregs. But who cares, really, because you got 4 absolute bangers here. Buy this bundle. Seriously. This is one of the strongest Humble Choice bundles in recent memory. And if you skip it, you're genuinely making a mistake. If you do decide to buy it, I hope that you use my affiliate link pinned in the comments. So yes, July 2026 Humble Choice all sorted. If you found this helpful, drop a like, leave a comment, letting me know which games you're most excited for. Join the Discord, follow me on social medias if you want. Support the Patreon if you're feeling real generous. This has been Bundle Banter. I've been Brandon Dayton, your humble narrator. Damn, it feels good to be back, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.